Hi and welcome to In the Chair. I'm Brenton Garen, your Executive Editor of Westside Today. I'm joined by Marianne Williamson, who is an independent candidate for the 33rd Congressional District. Marianne, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
On January 31st, we found out that incumbent Henry Waxman decided he is not going to run for another term later this year. How do you think that changes your chances?
Well, it certainly changes the landscape, it changes the molecules, but whether it makes my chances better or worse we won't know until June 3rd.
Okay. You kicked off your campaign in October 2013. Can you share a little bit about yourself and the platform that you will be running on?
I've had a 30-year career, beginning here in Los Angeles. I've written over 10 books. I've written 10 books, 11 books, whatever. And I have worked very up close and personal over the last 30 years with people whose lives are in crisis. I founded an organization called Project Angel Food, which is a Meals on Wheels program for homebound people with AIDS that now serves people with life-challenging illnesses, over 1,000 a day. So I've always been very involved with social activism, nonprofit organizations, and so forth. In my work with people whose lives are in crisis, I recognize, and from my own life and also working with others, that if you're going to turn a crisis into an opportunity, you have to do more than just fix things on the outside. You have to do more than just change the effect. You have to change the issue, address the cause of your problems. You can't just address the symptoms of your disease. You have to address the disease itself. And I feel our country is in crisis. And yet all we're doing is trying to manage the effects of the problem. All we're seeking to do is to deal with the symptoms, but not the deeper disease. And that deeper disease is the absolutely undemocratic, undue influence of money on our political functioning. We're living at a time where moneyed forces wield a power, an influence over our politics so disproportionate to the average American that we're making a mockery of the Gettysburg Address. We're becoming a government of a few of the people, by a few of the people, and for a few of the people. And I don't think looking to the political status quo to change this is reasonable, given how much the political status quo had to do with creating this situation. I think we need a people's movement, and I think an independent candidacy is the best platform for addressing this issue, because it has to be the people ourselves. Abolition didn't come from a political party. Women's suffrage didn't come from a political party. Civil rights movement didn't. They become enacted by political parties. But I think the two-party duopoly is sucking the energy out of our public discourse. And at this point, we have to have a completely different conversation. The conversation that now dominates our politics is stale, it's worn out, it doesn't carry the true energy, the entrepreneurial spirit, the can-do spirit, or the creative spirit of the American people, which should certainly be what we're about in District 33.
Okay. So when did you decide that you were going to enter this political arena?
Well, first of all, as far as entering the political arena, the word politics comes from a Latin root, politeia. It means of the people. There's more to politics than electoral politics. So I feel I've been in politics my whole adult life. In terms of running for office specifically, I was in a year of very deep inquiry in my own heart, with my closest friends, with my family, and ultimately I felt that I had something I could contribute here, and I'm trying.
Well, maybe you can talk a little bit about your campaign and sort of what you plan to do to get your name out there and share your ideas.
Well, mine is a grassroots campaign. I'm not taking lobbyist money. I'm not taking PAC money, unlike other candidates, I might add. So with a grassroots campaign, it's person to person. What we have is I do not have the institutional backing, for instance, of a political party, but I have people. I have been known in this community for 30 years. And, this is a new day in America. I have people who get on Twitter and talk about the campaign. I have people who blog about the campaign. I have people who get on Facebook about the campaign. We have house parties. We have public events. We have issues forums. We have Thursday nights in Venice, volunteers coming together, a field organization, a ground game getting started. It's very exciting here. And people can find out everything they want to know about that at marianneforcongress.com.
Oh, fantastic. And then on a lighter note, to conclude our interview, what would you say you love most about living in this area?
The attitudes of people. And that's why I say to people about this campaign, the last district in the country that should have a stale, worn-out political conversation sent to Washington. We do new things. This is why we all live here. This is why everybody's here. We do new things. We don't do things just because they've been done that way before. We don't like stale here. We don't like same old here. So I think that this is such a perfect place to hold this new conversation, the real platform about Minneapolis politics, a real independent voice, because no matter what anybody says about LA, the truth of the matter is, and we know this here, what we do here will be a national trend within 5 years. And so that's I love the same things that everybody else does. The externals, of course, the weather and everything, but it's more the attitudes of we can do whatever we want to do. That's what I love about LA.
Excellent. Well, Marianne, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll be back next week, so don't forget to check out westsidetoday.com to see who's in the chair. I'm Brenton Garen for Westside TV.